morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of the day it is that you're listening to this. My name is Wanzuu. I'm your host for the Walking with Wanzuu podcast. Now, over time, I have always wanted a nice, safe space that is judgment free to be able to share of my life experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'd love to take you along with me on this journey. And so life is too hard to go through it alone, I think. So we just do life together. Amma, happy listening. Date someone who is home and an adventure all at the same time. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. How are you? How are you doing? How have you been? How's life treating you? If you're going through a good time, you're just scoring wins and just in a really peaceful season, love that for you. If you're going through a bit of a rough patch, you're going through a bit of a hard time, I'm sending you so much love and hugs and all that good stuff. And I promise you, it's just a season. This too shall pass. I want us to talk about something that I have been seeing going on for a long time. I have kidogo deviated from this conversation, but I really wanted to come on here and talk about it. So today I want to keep it cute, I want to keep it light, I want to keep it airy. I also just want to start by putting out a disclaimer and say that this episode, honestly, is as a is this a reflection of my own personal preferences and experiences and opinions. Take it light. This is not meant to um offend anybody, to insult anybody, to each their own. And this is one of the things that I have been itching to talk about. I think I talk about it behind closed doors with my girlfriends, when I'm having conversations with my friends, sometimes with my colleagues, hapa na pale. But I thought, since you people are my people and this is a nice safe space where we like to talk, learn, and share, I'd come and talk about this here. I want to keep it light, I want to keep it cute. I think some of the last couple of episodes we've had have been a bit heavy, so I thought today we just keep it light, and I'll go straight into it. I wanted to talk about my icks, my own personal icks when it comes to dating. Now, if you're old like me and you're a millennial and you're trying to get into this Gen Z lingo, let me just define for you what an ick is. An ick is a sudden cringe feeling towards someone you're dating that puts you off immediately. So an ick is a cringe feeling towards someone you're dating that puts you off. Okay? So you all know me. I am out here. I'm in the streets. I'm dating. I'm trying to figure out what's what, who's who, and I'm just putting. I'm keeping my options open. I'm keeping an open mind, and I'm just trying to see what's out there. And hopefully, not sooner than later, I'll find my person. Yeah. So while in the dating scene, I have seen a number of things. And as I go ahead and the years are going by and I'm getting older and older and life is changing and I'm evolving. And I don't know about you, but my evolution game is wild. It's crazy. So I definitely know for a fact the woman I was last year is definitely not the woman I am this year. She is growing, she's evolving, she's understanding herself better. Her values are more rooted and are more defined, and it just keeps getting better and better. And so there's some of the things over time, even as I go into my through my dating journey, that I have come to appreciate, and there's some that I just feel are like are non-negotiables for me. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. Being rude to people. Okay, now we've gotten into the restaurant. You're rude to the waiter. Sawa Mwangi. Now you're just talking to the watchman anyhow. I don't know. We are seated. You just have every bad thing to say about where we are, and you're complaining, and you're just rude to people unnecessarily. I don't like that. That's such a big ick for me. I don't know. Because if you're rude to people, these are people that you don't know. These are people who have no control over you, or you're not answerable to, and you're treating them like trash. How about me? How about me? We could have literally just met. This is our first date, and you're talking to people around us anyhow. I fear for myself. I'm sorry. So the minute I notice that a guy is rude to people, either you're rude to a waiter, you're rude to people who serve you. Perhaps you're walking on the road and someone bumps into you and they say sorry, and you want to now start causing a scene because why wasn't this person looking where they're going? I'm sorry, you're cancelled. I don't think we'll be having a second date. In fact, I don't think this date will continue. I'm about to go home, shower, and take a nice warm cup of cocoa and go to bed because I'm not about to hang out with rude men. Second thing is men who can't handle their alcohol. Sawa, we are seated. You've had one bottle of beer, two, three, wine, gin, whatever it is that you're having, and now you're on top of the table. Now you're talking to everybody. Now you're slurring, you're staggering, you're becoming a nuisance. Now I was escaping parenting to come and just have a good time as an adult, and we're in the club, and now I have to babysit you. I'm sorry. So if you're a guy, I know, we all have our moments. We'll have our moments. So the liquor guess. We'll have our moments when you've drunk a bit too much and you do things that are kidogo detrimental to the brand. And that's okay, but that can't be consistent behavior. I can't be feeling alarmed every time I'm going out on a date with you or we've planned a date that involves alcohol because you can't handle your own liquor. So for me, a guy who can't handle his liquor, that's a big ick for me. That's a screw. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. The third thing, bad table manners. Why are you chewing like a goat? Why are you chewing like a goat? I cooked this meat for a very long time. I put a lot of thought into it. It was marinated. It was boiled nicely. It's well cooked. It simmered in the pot while I was testing if all the flavors have come together. Now I've served you omondi. Now you're chewing like a goat. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We are here mwah, mwah, mwah. Mid conversation. I don't know if you're chewing card at this point. I'm not understanding what's going on. No. As a guy, I feel like it's just important to have just some good table manners, right? And when on the topic of table manners, I personally don't like. I think growing in a family, in a very small family, has not equipped me adequately with the ability to be able to serve people. So for me personally, it's a personal preference. Even when you come to my house, when I invite you for a meal, I'm happy to cook, I'm happy to prepare all these wonderful things for you. But when it's time to serve, I always prefer for the guests to just serve themselves. I'm not trying to portion control. I'm not trying to do anything. I took my time. I went, I looked for this meal, I bought it, I prepared it for you. It's all yours. I'm happy for you to eat all of it, even if you want, eat some of it to your feel. And so I always prefer it when, if it's my man, or if it's someone that I'm dating and we're kind of like having a date where I cooked or whatever, then I would prefer if they serve themselves. And then there is people for, if you won't serve me, I won't eat, fine, then stay hungry. So it's, I don't know, like for me, it's not a big deal to feel like I need to serve you to that extent. So it's a bit of an ick for me if you just have bad table manners. You're passing your hand is uko, you're trying to reach for the salt. Now your elbow is in my mother's soup. I don't know. I just feel like, just good table manners. Also, um, when you're eating, that don't be gluttonous about it. I know I can cook, I know the food is good. Just eat to your feel. You can have some more. Like just a bit of decorum and quorum. I just act right. So bad table manners is a huge ick for me. Don't I just I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Another thing is people who are overly flirtatious. We've gotten to the restaurant, we sat down. You're here now, you're referring to people you don't know. The waiter is dear, honey, my dear, excuse me, sweetheart, or let me pass. The only person who you should be killing with pet names is I. It is me. Because you've come to be on a date with me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm interested in you, you're interested in me, or you're trying to get to know me. So the only person who should be dying of being called sweet names and being told sweet nothings is me. And the minute I notice a guy is a bit too comfortable and a bit too flirtatious, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know for some people, words like sweetheart, my dear, roll off their tongue a bit easily, but let that not be the culture. Let that not be the norm. So men who are overly flirtatious with anyone, I don't care, with anyone, I think there's a very fine line between being courteous and respectful and kind and just being straight up flirtatious. It's giving you're a hoe. It's giving you don't have a backbone. It's giving you want everybody, but you're here with me. So no, that's a huge ick for me. Overly flirtatious men, bye, get out. Toka nje. Hata usirudi, enda ukiendanga. In fact, just, yeah, walk. Um, Another thing is people who have no sense of style. I keep. It's 2024. Why are your trousers not fitting right? First of all, why are you sagging your trousers? No, why are you sagging your trousers? I don't know. I like it when a man first of all understands his body. I think that's a big thing for me. Understand your body, understand your body type, and then even more importantly, even better. I mean, there's just the basics of dressing. Like if you're going to work, if you're going for an event, it could be a wedding, it could be like whatever it is. So knowing what to dress according to where it is that you're going to, that's important. That's the basics. That's just bare minimum. But it's even better when you have a sense of style and you've kind of identified what your own personal sense of style is. And then every time you show up with that, with a good looking good, but there's that personal special touch that you've added to it. That makes me so happy. But when you're a guy, your trousers are either too baggy or they're either too tight, and now you can't even run, you can't even kick somebody if we get in trouble because you're scared your trousers will be torn. You've put on your skinny jeans and your top and you have a pot belly, so now you're looking like a frog that is standing. No, I really appreciate a guy with a good sense of style, and at the very least, at the bare minimum, just dress according to the occasion and you should be fine, you should be good. um I don't mind people who I don't mind men who like bright colors. I don't like men who, kind of like to experiment a bit with fashion. That's okay. But let's also not be going to an event and now you have three chains on your neck. For what? For what purpose? Why? Yeah, so someone who just doesn't have a sense of style, like you're just dressing anyhow. You're in sweatpants, you're in shorts for no reason, you're just looking shagala bagala, not for me, not for me. That's a huge ick for me. I meet you and you're just looking anyhow. Kwanza on the first date. On the first date, is there anything better than to find a man who's well dressed on the first date? Mwah. Love it, love it. So if a guy for me doesn't have a sense of style, that's a huge no. That's a ick. I'm just feeling the screeching brakes. That's where I hit the brakes. I'm just like, hakuna mali tunaenda na wewe. The other ick for me is unkempt hair. Why? And while we're on the topic of unkempt hair, can we talk about people who keep long fingernails? No, no, John, kata makucha, please, and also cut your hair. Where were you in your teens and your early 20s? That's when you should have been experimenting. That's when you should have had ragged sijui hair. That's when you would have had your palm, your curly kit. That's when you would have done your cornrows. Sir, no, you cannot be 30. In your 30s, you're 35. You're here in cornrows. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Me, I won't be going to the salon, and even you at the salon. I like for me personally, I like my man a certain way. So if your hair is long, dreadlocks. It has to be dreadlocks. And if it's not dreadlocks, then please shave it all off. Shave it all off. I don't want a fade. I don't want like a fade and then you have some hair action going on. No. A nice clean shaven man. And not, I mean, a Jordan is fine. If you want to shave it all, that's cool. But just like a nice semi Jordan with some nice, with a nice cut, the edges are looking good. It's looking cute. Love that. I love it. So a man with long fingernails and long hair, especially more so long unkempt hair, I need to log off. I need to log off. Sijui kwa nini umevaa vizuri na uko na nywele ndengu. It's looking like hapana. Like when we want to join the dots on your skull. No. No, you need to cut your hair. You need to look good. Your hair, your fingernails need to look presentable because we know those hands might be wandering in certain places, and we are not trying to get infections now with your long fingernails and your unkempt hands. So that's a huge ick for me. I think it's sweatiness. I Nowadays the way they're just advertising colognes on Instagram, left, right, and center. For the love of God, Rexona is 200 bob, and you want to embrace me, and all I can smell is sweat. No, thank you. Not in this century. Not in this century. Just save. Buy some nice smelling perfume. You'll be fine. It doesn't even have to be like some expensive designer perfume. Just a nice smelling perfume, some deo, put on some lotion so your skin is not ashy. I know I know there's a long running joke for mwanaume ni kuparara. Also sisemi you glow kama donut, but at the same time moisturize, moisturize. But make your skin look like it's hydrated. Moisturize. Don't be sweaty. Put on your deo. Sometimes if you have a good deodorant, men, let me just tell you, if you have a good deodorant and you're well like shaven on your armpits, you should be good to go. You won't even need that perfume if the budget is not budgeting. But I refuse to believe that in 2024 you cannot get a nice smelling affordable perfume and some good deo, and then you top it up with a nice outfit. Now you're on the right track. So if you're here, you're smelling like I don't know, you ran from where your ancestors were up to the point where we were having our date, and now you're walking into Hilton smelling like a he goat. No, thank you. No. Sweatiness is a huge ick for me. It's a no, no. It's a no. And for someone who's very big on touch, like I don't give half-hearted hugs. I give nice, wholehearted, warm hugs. And then now I'm hugging you for 3 seconds, and all I can smell is sweat. No, please log off. Excuse me, I don't want it. Take it away. Another ick for me is taking too many photos. Hey, there's no way I'm looking at your WhatsApp status. You're updating us on everything throughout your day. What time do you work? I'm sorry, what time do you work? What time do you make money? No, get serious. Unless it's like a career, and I know men who are my friends who are like professional photographers and videographers, and they hardly take their own photos. They're always taking photos of like cute things that they see or of their clients, or sometimes they'll take a photo like a selfie occasionally here and there, but that cannot be what it is that you do. You wake up in the morning, you're taking a selfie, you're showing us a photo of your breakfast, you've gotten to the office, a photo of your outfit, it's during the day, you're showing us a workflow manenos. You need to look busy, Martin. You need to look busy. There's no way you can be taking photos like that and people are out here being millionaires. The same way I am working to improve the quality of my life is the same way I expect the person I'm dating to be working. So if you're a guy who's a bit, and it's not your job, you're a bit too active on Instagram, you're updating us a bit too much on your life and what's going on with you. Those photos, they need to go. So that's a huge ick for me. And I know that's a bit of a reach, but to each their own. That's just how I feel. And then also while we're at it, men who are too active on socials, wewe umepost Facebook, umepost Instagram, uko pale Twitter, you're even on Snapchat. Shukisha too. Please let me go. Release us. You can be. For me, it's such a huge ick because it's okay, but don't overdo it. We cannot be having you posting 5 times a week. You need to look busy. Please look busy. Another ick for me is men who are always caught up in drama. Timo and Kevo are fighting. See, it's because Brayo aliniambia. It's because Brayo said you're cheating on your girl. See, Brayo said you got fired. See, Brayo said, why are you always caught up in other people's beef? Don't you have stuff to do? Why are your feet always so eager to walk around and run and brew discord among your brothers and even just among your brethren? Apana, no thank you. So I need my man to be heavily focused on him, on the things that matter to him. Be focused on your family. Be focused on your significant other. If you're put your energy on things that add value to you. This thing of someone you're dating is always caught up in drama, like his name is always mentioned where there is discord. So cringe for me. That's a huge ick for me. That's a huge ick. And also men who have too many opinions. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to gossip. Gossip really hits different with your significant other. But they should also keep their opinions light and soft. Like, you can't be out here gossiping like a babe. There's a limit. There's a place. If you exceed that, then it's giving Georgina instead of George. You need to get it together. You need to tuck in your lips. You can't be out here just talking of your. The other thing is a guy with no shoulders. Okay, no, this is so bad. This is it sounds so bad. I'm a huge, like I said, I'm a huge hugger. I love to hug. I love to embrace. I love cuddles. I love to be held. I love to be hugged from behind. Nini nini to be, I like it when someone wraps their arms around me. But so now I'm holding you. There are no shoulders to hold. There are no shoulders to hold. Like for me, it's just like a personal aesthetic. I don't care. You could be buff. You could have like a thicker frame, a slimmer frame. But I like a man with broad shoulders. I like a man with like a defined chest and some defined shoulders. So if you're like uko too, you're not eating, you're not taking care of your body, you're not looking good. It's just it really gives me all the ick. It gives me all the ick. And last but not least, a man who has no respect for women, who has no respect for women. Someone drives badly. You're trying to overtake. They're going a bit too slow. They're blocking your way. And then the first thing you tell me is, it must be a woman. I take me back home. In fact, pull over. Just hapo kwa roadside. Nishukishe tu. I'll find my way back home. I'm not even trying to go on this date anymore. So men who have no respect and no regard for women. And even this really stood out for me when we're talking about the femicide issue that was going on. And then the men who are like, even men, knock off. Please, in fact, step out. That I feel like we all need to have a certain kind of respect and empathy for the other gender. And the minute for me, I go on a date with you and you're presenting this superiority that is so unnecessary and you feel like your gender is better and more superior, I'm out. I remember, if I can tell you a quick story, there was this one time I was out on a date and I was talking to this guy and we were just talking, just back and forth, throwing around hypothetical scenarios. And he was telling me how sometimes when men cheat and girls cheat and what kind of leads to people cheating in both genders. And he was, I remember him telling me, I would really struggle with forgiving my girlfriend or a chick that I'm getting to know or a chick that I'm with if she cheated on me. And I'm like, but the girl would equally feel the same way if you cheated on her. He's like, no, but women should have self-control. Why would you cheat? That was such a huge red flag for me. Or not such a ick, to be honest. So those are some of the things. Those are some of the things that for me personally, I just can't. If you don't, you don't do those things, then I can't be with you. It was nice knowing you. It was good while it lasted. Now I need to go and find somebody else. No hard feelings. It's just what it is. I can't compromise. I can't see or look past or beyond those things. I'm curious. Let me know, what are some of the things that are icks for you? The gentlemen down there, najua mnafeel ni kama nimewaonea kidogo. It's like I've gone in on you guys. But I still love to hear from you. So tell me, what are some of the icks that you have in dating? For the fellas in the house, you can tell me what are some of the icks that you feel for girls. It's just like, no, that's a no, that doesn't sit well with me. For the ladies in the house, what are some of the icks that perhaps I forgot to mention or that came to mind while I was talking about my own personal icks? I would love to hear from you. You can comment down below if you're watching on Spotify, and if you're on Instagram, you can follow me, the Walking with Wanzuu podcast, and comment on this particular podcast post down below and tell me what are some of the things that are a huge ick for you, that really rub you the wrong way, that really have you grinding your gears and you're just feeling, this does not sit well with me. I would really love to know. If you've listened and you've come and you've stayed this far, thank you so much for listening to this episode. As always, I am sending you so much love and light and good vibes. I will see you on the next one. Keep it cute, keep it classy, keep going and dating and having an open mind, and just be nice, be kind, be good, be cordial, but most of all, have fun in this season. And I hope you find your Mr. or Mrs. Right. Talk to you soon. See you on the next one. Bye bye.